while you're rocking with us at Toxic Radio, don't forget to check us out on social media.
I want details, and I want them right now.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Now you're talking, brother.
Chat with us, keep up on news. Just don't make it weird. Don't be a stalker. Don't be that guy.
You just want to suck the joy out of everything.
Toxic Radio. Get infected. Well, here we are, starting to work our way into this new normal.
Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Actually, it's not so bad. Coming out of our houses, social distancing, wearing masks. Actually, I kind of like that part. I feel like a sexy bandit. Except, sometimes I forget my pants.
What the hell?
The point is, we're all going to get through this. Take care of each other. Be considerate. Wash your hands. And remember, Toxic Radio is here for you. We'll rock you with the music and entertain you with the shows. We'll make it just a little easier to adjust to this weird new world.
I love you guys.
We're not going anywhere, and we appreciate you being along for the ride.
Enjoy your pants.
Oh yeah, you betcha. Remember, play life safe. Play your radio toxic.
Master, dinner is served. Igor, it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but you know I prefer my meals uncooked. And how many times have I told you about using garlic? Yes, Master. Forgive me, Master. Please. Bite into Paradelphia. Thursday nights at 8, only on Toxic Radio. Paradelphia, because what if it's all true?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. Your favorite time of the week, every Thursday. We got a lot to talk about today. We will be doing our football picks, and we will be bringing Pat on later in the back end of the show to do what we did for you guys last year. And hopefully you take advantage and cash in with us. And we'll be talking a lot of football, as tonight is the opening night of football, 2020, September 10th. But we got some other stuff to attend to before that, top 10 worst movies of the 1990s. And we also are going to have to talk about Odell Beckham. He likes to get pooped on, apparently. So here we have to kind of investigate such a serious charge on Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. That will not slip past us, and it will not go under our noses, literally. Now, we also have a cuck of the week. Who is also sports related. So it all works together. There'll be entertainment for all on this show this week. And yeah. When you think of the 1990s, Mike, and you think of the worst movie possible from the 90s, what is the movie that comes to your mind first?
The 90s? Oh my God. I can't even. Oh, geez.
There's so many. Does that mean there's so many to choose from?
There was so many to choose from. I can't. The 90s are a blur for me. I mean, the 90s was when I started drinking, smoking weed, like. I don't think I paid attention to movies that much. I can't even think. And plus, the movies from the 80s were so good that everything in the 90s just couldn't compare.
You think that's what it was? The bar was set too high?
I would have had to have looked at what movies were out in the 90s beforehand to even give you a good representation. What was your worst movie of the 90s?
I mean, probably movies I liked are going to show up on this list, but I'm going to have to go with Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal in 1996.
But that's only if you watched it. Could you know that it was the worst?
Well, because I liked Shaquille O'Neal being a kid, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Shaquille O'Neal could dunk a basketball. Obviously, he can act, and the plot they put around him is obviously going to be great. You know,
I brought up a list. Do you want to hear the list? What the list has? This is from Screen Rant.
Okay.
with the worst of the 90s. I'm going to call out a few that I can 100% say. Now, this is the top 20. And first off, number 20 is Hook, which I want to punch them all in the face for. Don't you ever disrespect Hook. Tell me it's one of the worst movies in the 90s.
They said 98% of people that are into Hook are cucks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Another one, The Flintstones. The Flintstones. The one with Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
I want to choke all these guys. But when I get down towards like the number one, then I start agreeing with them. Do you remember a movie, Chairman of the Board?
Sounds familiar. Who was in that?
That was Carrot Top's movie debut.
Probably why I haven't seen it.
That was Carrot Top's movie
I saw him in a
debut.
bar once in
Here's
Philly
it.
in Ladder 15. He was like a celebrity. They I was bouncing there and they had him walk through. There's no fucking mistaking Carrot Top. I mean, you're like,
Yeah.
I know who the fuck that guy is. That's Carrot Top. I mean, redhead, call yourself Carrot Top. I mean.
What do you think about this one? And since you brought it up, I had to go to this. So, Batman and Robin from 1997. The one with George Clooney.
Yeah, I don't know if we have.
Do you have a list, by the way? Did I just take your thunder?
I do have a list.
Go for your list. I'm sorry,
But
I took
that
your thunder.
there's
'Cause I
some-
think I had to check to see, and it's really upsetting me. Is yours better than this one?
I think so. But I think Batman and Robin with George Clooney was okay.
All right, go ahead. Let's compare lists. What do you got
Do
on
you
your
like
list?
that? Do you like that?
What, with George Clooney?
Yeah.
I loved all the Batman and Robins, to tell you the truth.
There were some real stinkers in
There's
there.
not a one that I could really say was a stinker, except
Are
for...
you a DC fan or something?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, so you're like the Apple guys when they release a new iPhone. They're like, it's going to be the greatest ever.
Pretty
I know
much.
that technology's been out in other phones for 3 years, but Apple made it now, and it's great.
Pretty
It'll be
much.
great.
Pretty much. But no, I'm all in 100% with those movies. But go ahead. What's your list, and I'll let you know if my list has anything different.
I'm just curious. What is the number one on your list?
The number one over here from Screen Rant. Let me go down. Number one. Oh, we're going. Apparently from 1999, Baby Geniuses.
Really?
Baby Geniuses is number one with 2%, I guess. I guess maybe that's on Rotten Tomato. I don't know. But 2% Baby Geniuses. Okay, what's your list? Let's see. I want to tell you what I think.
Well, we will tell them because I know they're in suspense. Hold on. But first, we're going to tell them how they can call in and be part of the show at 856-485-9565. If you have a movie you want to put in that we don't put on this list, it's not going to be a long list because we only have so much time. But if you do want to call in and participate that way, you'd be my guest, in the chat room, all that stuff. You can catch us live on toxicradio.net, Taking It Deep with the Godfrey, the Facebook page. Give it a like, share it with your mom. And if you can't catch us live, you always have the Toxic Radio app that is on Android and in the iTunes store. The great thing about that is you can catch all the past episodes. Also, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, podcasts on Google, etc. We're out there. Google Taking It Deep, and we can rock. But, I'm expecting some participation because I did hear certain listeners say, we want to do top 90s worst movies, right? Do you remember that, Pat? Do you remember that, Mike?
What'd you call me?
Pat?
I'm not passing out over here.
Nah.
I remember that. They wanted the top.
Matt looks so. Mike looked so shocked when that was going on.
Now you just called me you. You're on top of things.
I know.
But no, I remember they wanted the top 10 or top 20, and they also wanted some honorable mentions. They love your honorable mentions.
Well, the honorable mention is connected to the movies, right? I mean,
absolutely.
This whole subject is an honorable mention if you really think about it. Right?
Absolutely.
So, that being said, folks, we will get to my list now. Top 10 worst movie in the 90s. See, it had some on there, but there's some, that are listed. And I'm not going to go through every single one, but number one will probably shock you. The one you brought up, Baby Geniuses, was number 3 on this list. It's a shocking...
Oh, it's hard. Come on.
It's shocking how a few toddlers can generate such hatred from audience. With one single positive review on Rotten Tomatoes, Baby Geniuses is one of those comedic masses that completely embarrasses its major stars.
Yep.
It features Christopher Lloyd and Kathleen Turner as scientists who experiment on babies because they think that their babbling is a form of genius baby language we cannot decipher. Its modest box office return, isn't that called mumble rap? Whatever. Inspired a sequel. There was a sequel and virtually unseen TV series. Wow. That's horrible. So, this one, their number 10 is The Avengers 1998. This must have been horrible because I had no idea that there was an Avengers movies in 1998.
Yes, let me see if I can find a picture of that. I remember that.
No, you will not find Tony Stark here. A remake of the classic Cities British spy show, the major budget. See, it wasn't what we thought. Production lost its way the moment the camera started rolling. For 89 minutes, we watch as these three amazing actors bore their way through what seems to be an incoherent MTV fever dream. So, yeah, not good, not good. In honor of Uncle Pat, number 7 on this list is a movie called It's Pat. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
Saturday Night Live, 94.
Yep.
Everybody remembers Pat Pat quite didn't know what he was. That's not our Pat, but that Pat didn't know quite what it was. I don't know.
That was horrible. That
probably wouldn't fly, that probably wouldn't fly over these days. Do you think?
Nope, not at all. Transgender, not trying to decide whose gender it is. No, not at all.
I mean, that was the noise Pat made, the really annoying noise. I'm like, I don't know what I am. So I don't know. Might have. Yeah, they would have put it on like One American News or something. But Saturday Night Live has turned out many of his characters into movies, with very few hitting it big. A lot of those movies do suck ass, by the way. The Saturday Night Live movies, they find out like, well, this person's funny, but oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we all remember that now. We've had terrible dreams about that.
Oh, yeah. Was the real person who played Pat a girl? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yes, it was a girl. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so a lot of these times, these Saturday Night Live spinoffs have them in movies where they're not quite exactly, main character material. They could be a supporting character. Like Will Ferrell, I think, is the best example. He's had a lot of good movies, but he needs a strong supporting cast. He can't carry the movie by himself. I mean, and if you think so, that just means you are a Will Ferrell fanboy or stan or whatever. Funny guy. I'm just saying, like old school, everybody talks about how funny he was, but there was a lot of good actors in that movie. So, they can't be the main story. I think it has to be like a character, but right. That's just mine. They do have number 4 listed as Batman and Robin 1997, so they have this list as well. So you might be upset at them. Not, but another one that
I do not agree with that one. That was the one where
you seem to be hurt about this.
I am. I believe, is that the one? Yeah, that's the one with Arnold, isn't it?
No, it's the Clooney one.
Yeah, George Clooney and Arnold.
Yeah. Oh, Mr.
Mr. Freeze. Here it is, with Alicia Silverstone, Uma Thurman, Chris O'Connell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Clooney. I mean, how can you go wrong with that lineup in the Batman series?
Very easily. Bad writing.
I've got
That's
to.
you when it comes to the Batman movies.
I've got to disagree with that. I mean, Alicia Silverstone alone. I mean, remember how guys were just tripping over their feet for her at that time.
Well, we got an honorable mention in this list because we're not going to go through the list. Coming in number 8 is Super Mario Brothers 1993. Yeah, that was a shitty movie.
No way.
Oh.
That one was a classic. We actually brought that up on Deviant Gamer, and how amazingly bad, yes, at the time it was, but also how nostalgic.
You're telling me it's aged well?
How nostalgic it is to look back at that movie.
So I gotta say, 27 years later, it still sucks ass. I would rather go with the Super Mario Brothers cartoon. That was more entertaining.
It had Anthony Hopkins and what's the other guy's name? Why am I not thinking of his name?
Anthony Hopkins was in that?
Was that Anthony Hopkins? Who was that?
It's saying George. No.
Dennis Hopper. Sorry.
Good pull. Yeah. So number 1 on this list, and this is probably I'm gonna predict this will make Mike upset again.
It probably will.
Was Mortal Kombat Annihilation 1997.
It doesn't make me upset because it was a horrible movie, but it's one of those ones in video game history.
Yeah. Most video game movies bomb.
I think video game movies are an easy out to say that was a bad movie. Does that make sense? It's like an easy out. It's an easy out because they're video game movies.
Yeah. They are, but I mean, the plot line seems to. I mean, you would think Halo would be able to be a good movie. I don't know if that's possible. People talk about that.
They talk about that all the time, but it's so hard to squeeze all the lore into one movie. So
Make it a series.
It's kind of like if you bring it in today's world, Mortal Kombat, World of Warcraft came out as a movie, which was phenomenal. But there's so much lore and so much story to be told because it's a video game, which can, like Mortal Kombat and everything else, have 10 years and a couple of years to develop the story fully. To put it into an hour and a half, 2 hour movie is very difficult.
Yeah,
and that's where World of Warcraft kind of flopped because they couldn't squeeze all the story into one movie.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, that's true, but that's a whole nother conversation. You calm down out there, geek people. I hear them getting excited.
Dude, are you kidding me? I got a nerd boner right now.
Nice. Do you have it? Does that sound like a doorbell?
That sounds like the doorbell to my bedroom.
Well, the doorbell to this cuck's bedroom is we do have our cuck of the week. Our cuck of the week is the NFL's Josh Bellamy, arrested for COVID loan fraud, allegedly blew money on Gucci. That's right, NFL wide receiver Josh Bellamy, who is our cuck of the week. He was caught committing fraud. He was cut by the Jets 2 days ago and is essentially accused of participating in a scheme which people apply for more than $24 million in PPP loans intended for business owners to help stay afloat during a pandemic. But prosecutors say neither Bellamy nor his co-conspirators put the money toward business. Instead, Bellamy blew a fortune on things like custom jewelry, designer clothes, and casino trips. In fact, officials say Bellamy spent $95K on custom jewelry, $5,300 on Gucci, and about $2,014 on Dior. So, they also claim they dropped more than $60K during a recent trip to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. So, of the requested $24 million, officials say Bellamy and his co-conspirators received roughly $17.4 million. He's going to be going away for a long time. Because when you do that kind of stuff, the feds don't come after you. They're watching you. And, yeah. So, not a smart one. And he's our cuck of the week. Because he's either going to be the cuck or watching as the cuck in prison.
I have to ask you a question. I'm sending you a picture right now. Because, his name is Josh Bellamy?
Yes.
Okay, so I tried to stay on top of things. I tried to take pictures and send you and post them up on the screen as much as I can. I typed in this name of Josh Bellamy into the computer, and what came up in the Google search, just look at that picture I just sent you.
You sent it to my phone?
I sent it to your phone because I cannot show this on the screen, and I'm sorry to kind of derail a little bit, but people watching saw my face go from,
wow.
Yeah.
Pat,
so,
oh, we went away. Jeez.
So
I mean, it was pretty much a bag of dicks.
Yeah. You were talking about cuck of the week, and I searched Josh Bellamy.
Cuck of the week?
That's exactly what came up.
Wow. Well, he doesn't. That sucks for him.
I don't know. Well,
that shows how bad of a football player was that male porn comes up instead
for
of him.
everybody at home. It's nonstop, just hardcore male pornography.
Jesus Christ.
That came up when I posted his name into the system. So, Google, thank you for that little shock and awe. Pretty much what I was thinking. I don't even know what you said about it.
Since we went there, we'll be getting into football soon, and we'll be bringing on Pat. Uncle Pat's back. We'll be bringing him on, but we shall be talking about that. But, Pat, you got his mic on? Turn his mic on there. You got his mic on? Did you hear about Odell Beckham being a pooper?
Yeah, you told me yesterday.
All right, so I want you to play this video real quick. So here's this. We're going to put the setting for you. I mean, this is just too good not to talk about. I'm sorry. Apparently, if I'm reading this right, Chief Keef's baby's mama, Slim Danger.
Excuse me one more time.
Chief Keef's baby's mama, Slim Danger. Her name is Slim Danger.
Okay.
You know,
I'm with it so far.
yeah. So you got that clip there, Mike, right?
Let me just pull it up real
Cue it up.
fast.
It's
I'm
probably right
getting it
above your
ready.
male
One-
porn. Yeah,
one second.
It's
It's
the one where Odo Beckham's squatting.
It is the
Literally.
I'm trying to bring up Pat's camera too, so I want
That's
to make
all right.
sure that we have him on the screen and you. So let me do some magic behind the scenes, and I'm going to bring that up. There you go. Now I'll bring it up. Okay, so we got that clip that you sent over to me.
Hey, everybody.
So let's bring
Uncle
it up.
Pat is back.
So it's the one with the girls sitting at the table, right?
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, go, baby. You can't. You can keep it.
Wait a second.
Hold on. She said, "Let's turn it up on there." Let's.
Sorry, I'm gonna turn it up. Give me 1 second. It's.
I think Slim Danger is the one to the right, if
there
I'm
we
not
go.
mistaken.
Turn it up.
Yeah, go, baby. You can't. You gotta.
Odell
You can
Beckham.
keep it. Bombs.
Okay, I will tell y'all the story.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
We're avoiding lawsuits here.
Yeah, allegedly.
We're dodging.
Okay. Yes, he loves
Tell
to be
the truth.
shitted on.
Ooh.
Okay, that was my first time ever. I never
You
thought.
did it? You actually
No,
did
I
it?
actually couldn't shit. Okay, I couldn't shit. Okay, I
don't think I could shit on demand
I
either. What the fuck?
I could not do it. That was something like I'm a wild
weird.
ass.
Yeah.
I could do some freak asshole shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But the shit part, you can't just do that to me like on the spot. What?
Like
shit
shit
on
right
me
now.
Okay, he wanted me to come on a plane. And he was like, make sure you don't have any underwear. Don't take a shower for 24 hours. I'm like, damn, what the fuck you
I guess he
on?
was going keto.
But he was like, take a picture. This is how I got flown out. He was like, take a picture of me. You shitting. So I was like, all right, fuck. I could do that. So I took a whole video, bitch. What you want? I was like,
I love you. You took a video?
of me shitting. So I sent it to him. I got, like, the next maybe 2 hours I was in Houston.
Was it like a selfie video? How did you do this?
I was just
I
like,
need that.
bitch,
I need
bitch,
lessons.
shitting.
I need
Just like,
lessons.
I made it sexy as possible.
Of course.
I'm gonna do that.
I feel like anything you do is sexy. I just look
We
at
got
you
the
and I get turned
blueprint
on.
here.
Fuck it.
The exclusive on No Jumper, baby.
So.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know how to respond to that.
Well, don't worry, I'm here for you. So, listen, well, this is, I take this very seriously. This is a shitty situation. And, you know, she said there's a video. So someone has a video. So if you want me, I will pay you off in the form of $50 if you can get the original video. $50. That, I'm only putting that there because that will never happen. Because some people speculate she's talking out of her ass. No pun intended. Some people
I
speculate.
see what you did there.
Yes. But here's the thing. I don't know if I believe it, but it's a hell of a story. And the way she talks about it, now to give you some background, and I'm not slut shaming here, but I believe, the clip comes from the Thoughts Next Door podcast, episode 2. The co-host, the Instagram model, and #1 Suns fan who detailed her experience with seven NBA players from the same team. That would be the Phoenix Suns.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so she...
Boy, there's going to be some splaining to do.
Listen.
Lucy.
All I know is this.
You got
So
some
it went
splaining
viral,
to do.
and that's all I was seeing in the beginning of the week is Odell Beckham likes to get pooped on, all kinds of poop jokes. I'm like, I was busy.
I didn't see any of it, actually.
I saw, but I was like, is this real? I'm like, someone's fucking with me right now. He responded to it, so...
And what'd he say?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm glad you asked that question. So... You know, the guy who writes this story off of Barstool says the story's fishy, but, you know, we're not going to pick through the nuts here.
Wouldn't
so
that
to
be the
speak.
front if it was fishy?
It could be.
Shitty. I'm just saying.
He said, let me be the first to say I don't believe you. He's talking to the podcast host, or Slim Danger, I'm sorry, and not even necessarily talking about the pooping part. It means he thinks he poops. But he's saying, why would he pick Slim Danger? Because she's not that hot, blah, blah, blah. I hear you on that. Maybe she tickles his pickle. And maybe, you know, guys like that are very specific, so you never know who they're going to like, probably, right? If they have a weird fetish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was like, please, don't wear underwear. And
Wow.
and there's some audio emerging recently of the phone call, and he asked her to get the double stuffed burrito from Taco Bell before she came over.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm joking. That'd be fucked up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I have the double stuffed with, you know, so... I am not slut shaming. So she's definitely
she's a player.
No,
She's
she
willing
talks
to-
about it.
She's willing to do that kind of shit for a man. She's
fuck yeah.
She's a good egg.
Listen,
there you go.
well,
She's a keeper.
I don't know if it was her man. They were just playing around. He has a girlfriend now, and his girlfriend was totally cool about it, which I have to give her a round of applause for, because some people would be like, I can't believe you let someone shit on you. Don't get shit on while you're out in the parking lot or something like that.
I don't get it, but I know it's not like he's not the first.
Yeah, people are putting out poop emojis like of him catching that ball that he was famous for, but he was catching the poop emoji.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. He, saying he's out here catching shit.
Worse. You know something? If he was the worst player in the league, it wouldn't be
right
talked about.
Well, no, we would find it on this show. Don't. We would find it on here. You could be a fourth stringer if you're going to be found out. But he went on. It went pretty viral, and listen, they're trying to go viral. Obviously, congrats to them. But I see.
You never look at him receiving a football the same again after that poop emoji thing.
Isn't it fucked up that he's playing for the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, it is.
And he likes, you get the poop emoji on him. But he handled it like a champ. Actually, he didn't freak out, and it was a rough day for him.
I think he's okay with himself.
No cough button. Sorry about that. So, anyways, rough day for Odell. The world thinks he asked a girl to film herself pooping and then flew her out to poop on him in person. The whole time I thought he was the Browns' top wideout, but it turns out he's a true number 2 receiver now. Again, no, he's not. He's the number 1. So,
but number 2 because it's it's a number 2.
Yeah, I know his joke. I know. Yeah. So he responded to it, and his girlfriend was like, no one can knock me off my shit. That he said that, and then he was talking about how his girlfriend was saying like, oh, this clown. On no one can knock you off on your shit. It's whatever. It was a little Twitter back and forth, but there's some smoke there. So
be it. That kind of shit.
Maybe it motivates.
Literally shouldn't come out.
Maybe he gets motivated by this shit and beats the shit out of the season.
Okay, no, I'm on board. But again, there's certain things that just
you're on board.
Not with the experience of being shit on, but yeah, some things should be kept quiet. I'm sure every one of us got something we really don't want to be put under this microscope about.
Yeah, I just think it's hilarious that it came out right there. Model reveals Odell Beckham's sexual fetish in his absolutely disgusting video. So there's no video. If there's a video, I'm going to faint right here on air. You know what made me almost faint today? And I'm going to leave it nameless. But I learned that people are out here in the streets in a pandemic making pussy pockets out of home goods.
What the hell's a pussy pocket out of home goods?
Like using a cup and rubber gloves and a sponge. I swear to God, I saw one.
And what do you do with that?
You fuck it.
What is it
called
now?
A pussy pocket.
Tell me one more time, because I'm thinking of a hot pocket, and I'm thinking that would be painful. So
you would eat that. This is made to simulate the feel of a vagina.
And you're using what to simulate a vagina when vaginas are out there?
Well, the one model I saw was sponges and rubber.
Sponges and... Okay.
Sounds like a rough shave.
There's 180 million women in this country. Why do you gotta fuck a sponge?
There's reasons behind it. Not that I say you need to do that, but I mean, listen.
Saying.
Remember, what was that movie where he fucked apple pie?
That was funny.
American Pie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, but that's before you can fuck. It was probably his first piece of ass was that warm apple pie in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's funny that what people... Oh, there's one right there. Wow, that must be in prison or something. That has to be.
What is it?
You see that, Pat? Did you show him the picture? Look. So apparently that's supposed to simulate a vagina. I'm offended that they think that beautiful piece of the body would just be a towel with a fucking glove over it.
I don't know. I'm disappointed with today's society and their choices of what the fuck.
Well, hey, listen. It is what it is. But
no, I'm on it. I understand. I just don't have to be with it.
Yeah, that's true, for sure. Hey, man, they could be they could fucking worse stuff. Could be, At least they're getting their frustrations out. Beat that towel like it owes you money. No, anyway. So we're gonna get into our picks. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Before we do that, we got one more video for Mike to play for you there. Mike, I had it in there for you. It's the one. This is just to tell you how people were talking about this. The Odell Beckham story. It's the one that says Jalen Rose awkwardly talks about it. So we love a good hot mic moment here on Taking It Deep.
Oh wait, I didn't see that one. Let me find it.
That's
again.
the first one.
Did you say Janet Reno?
No, not Janet Reno. Man. No, not Janet. Just ruined me.
Let me find it. I know you sent me the link. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, so this is Jalen Rose
You're welcome,
on
folks.
ESPN. He was awkwardly surprised and asking about Odell Beckham pooping, to get allegedly pooped on. I'm not sure which is which. And it was another beautiful hot mic moment. He won't get in trouble for this, but I just thought it was hilarious. So he's bringing it up for you.
All right. In 1 second.
Again, that's a hot mic moment, which...
Well, no. A hot mic moment, what they teach us in school is when you're on mic, don't say stupid shit because the mic might be on.
I understood.
Back in the summer of 2001, there was a pool of generational talent bubbling out of high school.
Wait,
However,
is this the same video?
I think this is an ad.
Writing a commercial about our new contact
This is
lenses
the
was a bit
video.
challenging.
Wow.
Only because the word that best
That's
describes
amazing.
them
Right?
is a little
I think so.
uncomfortable
What
to
is that?
say out loud.
What are they trying to
Let me
sell
turn
right now?
that off. They're
The
trying
fuck
to tell
is
you
that?
pocket pussies.
That's what it looks like.
Get the fuck out of here.
Give me 1 second. I hate ads. You can't skip.
Oh, you can't? It's
No,
one of those.
nah.
They're holding us hostage.
They are.
Fuckers.
Order a trial of Scout and feel for yourself.
Feel for yourself, pocket pussy.
Oh, shit.
Now you can
Talk
live
was
with
all
genital
about one
herpes
player,
among...
a player who many thought would run the NBA. No, it wasn't LeBron James.
No.
That player was Lenny Cook.
That's okay. Well,
This is it, at the top. It says awkwardly caught asking about nasty.
yeah, I thought
That's the first video that's on there.
Yeah, right. No, it's the Twitter video. So
So they tricked us.
It says LA Premier Sports. It's that video.
I mean, when you say nasty, I think that's all about perspective.
Yeah,
I'd have to say that the flies.
Thanks a lot. Did you hear about Odell Beckham? Oh, no.
What did he say?
He said, "Did you hear about Odell Beckham?" He's talking about.
Jalen. Thanks a lot. Did you hear about Odell Beckham? Oh, no.
They didn't cut the mic. Fucking ass.
But no, that doesn't sound like it was a hot mic situation.
No, it definitely. They confirmed it was. They said he didn't.
I'm
think it was
not.
on.
I'm not sure because it sounds like he was just going into it as another segment. Let's listen again.
You use your IG name to intro Jalen.
Thanks a lot. Did you hear about Odell Beckham? Oh, no.
Oh, so you know why he brought that up? Because it started on IG, and that's what made him think about it.
Right. So that wasn't a hot mic moment.
That
he
was
gonna, he was going to go
I
into
think he had
it.
that thought, and he didn't mean to let it slip out. He's not going to get in trouble, but
Maybe it was like natural conversation, but that was not a. He knew his.
She heard about it. She was like, "Oh no!" Like that wasn't like I didn't.
Because she knew that we can't get it. We can't get
I'm
into
thinking of things he can like advertise, like Metamucil and Depends. I'm kind of thinking I'm going beyond this moment.
Well, listen. You know, if the Pens pays him enough, he'll fucking wear a diaper in the end zone. But anyway, with that, folks, we are going to get into our picks. Uncle Pat is back. This is the specialty that we have. We rock and rolled with you guys last year. We batted over 50%, picking all the games. You shouldn't bet all the games unless you feel like you want to bet it. But we have the picks coming up, and we'll start right out with the game tonight because Pat, brought this up to me a couple days ago. Pat,
yeah,
Texans Chiefs, right? Mm-hmm. What's your feeling on this game?
I think Houston wants to come out and make a statement. I think they win the game outright.
So you're taking the money line?
Absolutely.
So plus 350, which is a great money line, and I don't think it's a bad bet. The line is -10 for the Chiefs right now. It started out at it's 9.5. It opened up at -10.
Correct.
And the Chiefs are favored by -472. Now, I know you guys want to think the Chiefs aren't beatable at home, but I want to take you back to last year when the Colts beat them on national TV in Kansas City.
The only thing that scares me about saying Houston is I think the line's twice as high as it should be, which is something that says like the line's telling us something. It just seems like they're giving them way more than they should be.
Well, if you throw 50 on this, Pat, and you win, how much do you get back? What's the return?
Half of the 350, so you get 175.
Not bad for a $50 bet. So listen, scared money doesn't make money, but with the money line bets, we gave you a lot of upsets last year. Pat gave you the Patriots, most notably against Miami. and the Patriots were at home, and they were playing for the top 2 seeds, and now they lost. That was last year. Pat picked that correctly. So it's
it
not
$800 money line, wasn't it?
It had, I forget what it was, but it was a lot. It had to at least be 600. It was a lot. Now, Dolphins have the reputation of inexplicably beating good Patriots teams out of nowhere, but correct call. So the point I'm making is we have made those calls successfully, and Pat did on that, and this might be one of his gut feelings, so you might want to ride with him. No better is ever 100%. Just remember that. So
no, bet with your head, not over it.
I'm going to take the Texans, though, with the points, because that's a lot of points. 9.5. I remember last year they opened up the NFL, and they played very close to the Saints. The Saints won in the last minute. And 9.5 is a lot of points, even though it's at home. The Chiefs, oh, by the way, there will be fans at this game. There will be about 17,000. So at this game, there will be fans.
How the hell's that happening?
Well, it's going by the local municipality. So in Kansas City, they're allowing it. And, yeah, so certain games will have fans. 17,000 is the max capacity I believe they're allowed to have there.
Okay.
I don't know how they came up with that fucking number. But at this point, the way life is, I'm just glad fucking football's here.
Yeah, it's nice to have it back.
I'm going to raise an eyebrow at that, but I'm going to watch it at the same time. And I'm not going to be there, so I hope the COVID doesn't get you. But that being said, I think it's my official stance on it is you got to play the games, but I think I don't think they're going to generate a ton of money from that unless they're trying to save jobs. So my question for having fans is for who, for what. But we'll see. To quote the great Ricky Waters, for who, for what. One of the favorite sayings of the show here. So
it is. It's always been one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I agree. I'd agree with him from the first time he said it.
Yeah. Yep. And I do too, because that was a meaningless game, and he was like, why do I need to take a concussion? For who, for what? And hey, guess what? I'm with him. So that being said, that's my pick. We got our next pick here. Coincidentally, Dolphins at the Patriots. The current line is 6.5. It opened up at 6.5. The money line for the Dolphins is plus 231. It's in New England. The over/under is 42. Me personally, I'm taking the Patriots here.
No, I'm going with Miami.
Yeah, I think they'll lose to Miami in Miami later in the year, but I'm going with the Patriots with the points of 6.5.
So obviously I'm going with Houston also in that first bet. We're just talking money line.
Yeah. I'm taking Houston with the points. So the next one is a great matchup early on. This is a surprise pick for me. And I'm guaranteeing you're getting good odds on it. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm picking the Browns to win the AFC North. Now, they're a plus.
Yeah, that's been something you've been saying for the last few years.
Yeah, well, they got my reason behind it is they vastly improved the offensive line, which is a big problem for our last year. Now, this game is interesting because the Ravens had a great season last year. They're favored by 7.5 here, open up at 8. The money line is minus 374 for them. The total is at 48, open up at 49.5. What is interesting is that last year in the beginning of the season, the Browns waxed the Ravens in Baltimore. Nick Chubb ran for 200-plus yards and 3 touchdowns, and they completely whacked him. Now, fast forward, the Ravens have a lot of the same people, and they added Calais Campbell from the Jacksonville Jaguars, so that is an upgrade on their defense. I just think the Browns could run the ball even better this year, and last year they ran it on them, so it's a close game, man. I would say I'm going to take the Browns with the points here.
So you're taking the Browns plus 7.5.
Yeah. I mean, plus 290 if you want to get freaky and throw 50 on that money line, be my guest. But if you're telling me you got to pick one, I'm taking the points. We're going to get a lot of odd games in the first 4 weeks. So you might misjudge a team. You might have misjudged a team thinking they were better than they were. But, the first 4 weeks are going to be very, very up and down because of the coronavirus and how the offseason was handled and training camp and etc. Reps to players. So already the NFL week 1, 2, 3, and 4 were oddities because of taking down practice requirements and things of that nature, and now it's gotten even more strange. So the one thing the Browns have against them is they have a new coach in town. So I don't know if they get it right from door one on the road, so I would take the points. I think they play it close, but I don't think they win.
I'm taking Baltimore.
I knew you were going to take them. Are you taking the points? 7.5?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what we normally do.
Yeah. Well, we do, but we'll start to you pay attention, guys. What we normally do, but you can still, when we pick it, you could choose the money line if you want to. You know,
I really don't think it's a good idea for the money line.
Right. Well, we're gonna give them money line picks like last year for you guys to maybe upset picks to win money on. Right.
I think they were outcoached last year with Andy Reid in the playoffs. I think they had the better team.
Who was?
Baltimore.
Well, they didn't play them in the playoffs. Well, they played them last year, week 3. All of us thought they were going to meet each other in the playoffs, but Tennessee beat them. And, you know, including myself, thought it'd be Baltimore and Kansas City, but it wasn't. You know, because if you could run the ball on them, you could control the clock on them.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I think the Ravens win too. I just don't think they cover.
Got it.
Next up, Bills, Jets. 1 o'clock. He hates the Jets. He hates the Jets. Fish will love to hear that. We got the Bills, -6.5. The total for this game is 39.5. This is pretty paltry.
Pretty low, yeah.
Yeah. The money line for the Jets is +226. I'm going to go with the Bills here.
Me too.
I'm going to go with the Bills, and I'm going to go with the points. You could go under here. Bills have a good defense. You know, 39.5, you're talking like they win 20 to 14 or 28-10 or something like that. You know, can the Jets score on them on the road? I'm not so sure. But I wouldn't be afraid to take the under on this either. But I'm going with the points with the Bills. So, next up, we got the Raiders versus the Panthers. You know, and this is toilet bowl game in my opinion. Raiders are supposed to be improved, but I feel like I've been hearing that for 3 years now that they're supposed to be improved.
Yeah, how long's Gruden been there now?
I think this is his 3rd year.
Okay.
Carolina's
going to be a shit show. New coach, new quarterbacks.
And here's
they're still trying to
Raiders are
figure it
playing in Carolina, and they are favored on the road by 3.
I like Vegas.
Yeah. It's going to feel weird saying that. I like Vegas. Wait till we get to the Washington football team. I don't know what to expect from the Panthers, but I would go with the Raiders here as well. It opened up at -1, Pat, and moved to -3 for the Raiders.
No, so the money's going on the Raiders.
Right. Almost makes me think it's going to be closer than it really is. Your total.
No, I just think the smart bettors knowing that you got the new coach, new quarterbacks. It's a new game in town, and it's going to take more than the first game to get everything. It's a timing game, this fucking game of football.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the over because they both have horrible defenses.
All right, so which one you going over?
The Carolina Las Vegas game. I'm taking the over for 47.5.
Okay, over 47.5.
Yeah. Next up, interesting game as well. This is a tough one for me to pick all week personally. Seahawks, Falcons. Pat, what do you think about this game?
I like the Seahawks.
Okay, so you're taking them -2 or just
-2? Yeah.
Okay, Falcons. You know they're gonna have a good offense. Oh man, they're +107. You know the total is 49. It's in a dome. You know, people are putting money on the over slightly, I guess, because it bumped up a half a point.
Did Atlanta even make it to the playoffs last year?
No.
Okay, what the fuck?
They got a horrible defense though, good offense, so there should be a lot of scoring. I'm gonna have to go with Seattle at -2 as well.
Okay.
You know, I hate that it's on the road. It's far away though. You know, I don't know, man. Tough one. -2 Seattle. Probably a game I would stay away from.
I mean, you're just really picking the winner here. It's going to be more than a 2-point swing.
Yeah.
So you're throwing the points out the window right now. And just what team do you want to win?
Yeah.
Or do you think will win?
And we think. I'm pretty sure the Seahawks win, but we got the game that a lot of you listening to the show are probably wondering about, and we are wondering about the Eagles. Eagles -6.5 in Washington. It seems like every season they open up in Washington, right? Like the last 2 years in a row has been Washington opening game. What is with that?
Deshaun Jackson healthy?
Yeah, he's playing.
All right, so there's a touchdown.
And they're saying, and here's a little news update for you, Bird Gang, because
that's my pick of the week.
I'm going to take this for what it's worth, but they're saying Jalen Reagor updated to a full practice today, which means he has a shot of suiting up his first week of the season. So you might have Deshaun and Jalen Reagor, first round draft pick for the Eagles. So you're taking the Eagles in the points?
Absolutely.
I mean, they should win. Jason Peters is now going to tackle. The Birds gave him $4 million more a year to make that happen. Apparently, the story goes that he said, I'll do it. And then they said, you know what? You did the right thing. We're going to reward you with the extra money. And they paid him $4 million extra.
That makes me happy.
So all parties are happy. He's not the best left tackle to have, but he's the best one available. And there we go. He's at the end of his career, so they're still going to need depth because he's not playing all the snaps. Let's just face it here. But back to my pick for that team.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, it's 5.5 now, Pat. Actually, I'm sorry, it opened up at 6.5. It's 5.5.
So money's going on Washington?
I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to take.
What's the over/under?
43. Started out at 45.
It's probably an over. I see.
Washington does have a stout defense. That's the only good part. I mean, their defense is
okay.
A good D.
Do they got a new defensive coordinator, or is it the same defensive coordinator from last year?
I believe it's a new one.
Okay, well, I believe it's going to take more than a game for them to get their timing down. It's all about timing, buddy. Whoever's got the timing down are going to win these games easily.
I'm going to go with the under on this. I don't think Washington scores a lot. I think the Eagles score. I think they beat them. I just don't think it's going to be 43 points.
I'm writing it down.
So I'm going the under on 43 as a total. So next up, AFC or NFC North, we have the Bears against the Lions. The Lions are favored by 3 at home, as they should be. It opened up -1 for the Lions against the Bears, who are starting Mitchell Trubisky over Nick Foles. I don't know why you trade for a guy, give a draft pick away, and restructure a contract, and then start a guy that you declined your 5th-year option on. You know what I mean? Which is Trubisky. Because if he has a good year, you know what happens? Since they declined their 5th-year option, let's say he has a good year, right? They could have just said, all right, we have your 5th year. Show us it again, and we'll give you the big money. But instead, if he has a good year, they're going to have to pay 3 or 4 times what they're paying him right now just to keep him. So I think Nick Foles eventually ends up being the quarterback. For some reason, Mitchell Trubisky seems to do kind of decent against the Lions. But I'm going to go with the Lions here over the Bears because they got some weird stuff going on in Chicago. I can't explain it, and it would take more than 20 more minutes on this show. But I'm going to go with the Lions -3, which I don't like going with the Lions often. There's something with me and the Lions in opening day of the NFL that
I don't
like.
think they win 4 games this season. I almost just said 3. I think this is Matt Patricia's last year of a head coach if he makes it to the end of the year.
Could be.
Just saying.
Could be, but they got Matthew Stafford back healthy. We'll see what happens. The Bears. Yeah, I mean, they got a guy as backup running back named Cordell Patterson, and some of you might recognize that name, but he came in as a receiver. He would catch the ball with his body, and he's listed as the running back now. That's their backup running back with David Montgomery apparently practicing, and he should be able to go a full go on Sunday. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one. Don't fuck me again, silver and blue. So next up, this is my sneaky pick of possibly making it to the Super Bowl this year. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars are just attending the games this year. They might not win a single game this year.
They're going to be like the fucking England Jacksonville.
They're going to be the London Jaguars.
There you go.
Yeah, they will, because their owner owns a soccer team. He's from that area, very rich, and they don't care. I mean, there's probably like 5 Jacksonville fans. All I know is I met more Jacksonville fans in London than I did anywhere else in the United States. I'm just going to put it that way. When they were playing the Eagles a couple years ago. So next up, they are -8 is the favorite on the road, Pat. -8's a lot of points to lay on the road. I'm still taking it because I think the Colts aren't going to barely let them score, maybe 3 to 7 points.
Agreed.
And I think the Colts have a good defense. Phillip Rivers doesn't have a good arm, but he can manage the game as a veteran quarterback, make the correct decisions, and they have a really stout offensive line, and they will run the ball successfully against this team because the Jaguars have been busy getting rid of all their best players. They cut Leonard Fournette for nothing, and the guy had 1,200 yards and 75 catches last year. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Tom Brady thanked him for that one. He must have had naked pictures of Shad Khan or something. So, yeah, we're on the same page on the Colts. Next up is a game that it's going to be interesting. Rivalry game, AFC or NFC North, Packers Vikings. Totals 46.5. Or sorry, 46 rather. Open up at 46.5, and the total is Vikings are favored by -2.5.
I like Green Bay.
You like Green Bay? You know, I like the Vikings because it's in Minnesota. I'm going to take the -2.5, and the Vikings, if they do what they're supposed to do, Green Bay can't stop the run. My grandma can run on Green Bay. They cannot. They can stop the pass, and the Vikings are a run-heavy team. So I think they could beat them. I'm going with the Vikings and the Purple People Eaters here.
Okay, got it.
Next up, Chargers, Bengals, -3.5. It opened up as it's -3 on the road for the Chargers over the Bungles, and the total's 42.
I like the Cincinnati here.
You like Cincinnati? Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going with the Chargers. Maybe it's a little bit of a post-Hard Knock hype, but I like the way the coach runs that team. And they just have a blue-collar feel to them, and the Chargers were really unhealthy last year. They're healthy again. They did lose Derwin James, but they have a lot of their key players back. And, Tyrod Taylor, I think, is going to be a serviceable quarterback. He's going to be an Alex Smith type, if you will. They have a good defense and a good run game, so they can win some games. They're going to surprise some people this year, I think. And it's another surprise team is the Chargers. I think they squeak in the wild card this year. So, Bungles for you, Chargers for me. Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals did acquire DeAndre Hopkins at the beginning of the season via trade, sending David Johnson to the Houston Texans, who you'll see tonight. See if he is going to be his old self. And they upgraded their receiver core because you need that for the type of offense, but they have not a fucking defense in the world. And I'm going to go with the over on this game at 47. Pat, who are you taking? It's -6.5 for the 49ers in San Francisco.
And money's going on Arizona because it was 8.5.
Yeah.
It's the sophomore season for their quarterback. If he's going to make a difference in what he's going to develop to be, this is the year that's going to do it. And the kid, seems to be a natural. However, I still think that with the -2 points and going under a touchdown, I'm kind of liking San Francisco here because they're kind of like a juggernaut at this point. I think that they're going to start it by showing I like it dropping under a touchdown, so I'm going San Francisco here.
Yeah, I'm actually switching my pick to that too. You convinced me, San Francisco, 6.5. Good offensive line. They got a lot of the same pieces into place. I know Super Bowl losers don't tend to do well the next year, but if this was in Arizona, I might have flipped my pick. But it's in the 49ers.
But at the same time, I'm excited to see this kid play his sophomore year.
We know there won't be any fans in California. They're not letting any fans in there.
That's okay.
But you know what? It's probably the only sport I'm more upset about not going to a baseball game. Football is way overpriced. It's not. It's the worst sport to watch in person on TV. It's made for TV, and I
agree. There's too many drunks there. And
I'd rather go to a basketball, baseball, or even hockey game over a football game.
You got to walk 6 miles to get to your seat.
Yeah, and they charge you a $40 vig just to enter the fucking place, and you have a ticket already.
No, and it's good. Listen, it's everybody to each their own, but I'm more of a baseball person myself.
So this is the game of the week, folks.
As far as attending.
Now, this is an interesting one. I want to see where you want to go with this. And I'm going to put this in your guys' head. 2 years ago, Ryan Fitzpatrick with Deshaun Jackson went into New Orleans and beat the Saints on opening day and shocked the world.
Yeah, he beat a lot of people that year.
Yeah, but everybody wanted to make him MVP, and I told him he was what we thought he was. But the Buccaneers with Tom Brady.
He's Nick Foles with a beard.
Well, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, and Fitzpatrick's never been in a playoff game. But Buccaneers Saints are favored by 3.5 at home. Open up favored by 4. You got the Buccaneers with Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Fournette, Chris Evans, Mike Evans, O.J. Howard. They got a lot of weapons on this team, folks, and they can rush the passer. That's the way you disturb, and you saw the Vikings do it. That's the way you disturb Drew Brees. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers, make it a statement, and winning, but I'm going with the spread. I'm going to take the plus 3.5 points. The money line, if you want to get funky, is plus 148. That's probably the lowest money line you're going to see all year for the Buccaneers after this, I think, or the highest money line, rather. I'm going with the Bucks. Who are you going with, Pat?
I'm going with the Bucks too. I just think that New Orleans just doesn't have any idea of what kind of schemes they're going to see, what the difference is. I mean, they have an idea of what Gronkowski and Brady did in New England. Doesn't mean it's just going to transfer over to here, or it's not going to be their dominant plays.
Well, Breeze can pass, but I think they could push the pocket because the Buccaneers have Jason Pierre-Paul. I know Eagles fans remember that guy, and he's like the fourth or fifth guy on that team. They got Shaquille Barrett, they got Devin White, they got, I think Ndamukong Suh is still on that team as well. They can push that pocket and make Drew Brees move because Drew Brees isn't a running quarterback. You get him uncomfortable, you're going to see what happened in the game against the Vikings last year in the playoffs where they coughed it up again with having a bye. Or, I don't know, that might have been a first-round game. But anyway, that being said, we got the Sunday night game. Cowboys, Rams. In L.A., the Cowboys are favored by 3 on the road, Pat. What do you think of that one?
I like the Rams.
The Rams are only a plus 125 money line. I like the Rams, too. You're essentially getting 6 points because they're the home team here. I mean, you're not, but you are, because usually you get a 3-point spot.
Sure you do.
And you're saying the Cowboys not only are going to win, they're -3. I'm really surprised. I thought this would be closer to a pick'em, in my opinion. But where do you think that line should be, Pat? A pick'em? I'm just thinking a pick'em.
Yeah, I do. So I think that field goal's a gift.
Yeah, I think so too. So next up,
new coach.
And we're going to round it out with these two. Yeah, new coach. And you know what? That's a good answer. Are the Cowboys Mike McCarthy going to be able to turn this switch on like that? I'm not switch.
I'm going to keep repeating it. Yeah. This is a timing game. These new coaches with new players and new schemes, whoever's best at their timing is going to succeed much better than the teams that aren't. No matter what the talent level is on any of the teams. Whoever's crisp is going to win in the first 4 games.
Nice. Now, I don't think either of these teams that we just talked about are going to make the playoffs this year, but that's for another show.
Yeah, but you're right.
Steelers-Giants. This is an interesting game to me because the Steelers, I think, with Ben Roethlisberger healthy, and if he plays well, will be a good team this year. They have a lot of talent around the ball. Watch out for Chase Claypool. You know, they're saying how he's already ascending to the number 2 receiver role out of the draft. Very polished receiver. Pro-ready, so to speak. The Giants have a new coach. It's at home. What is going to happen there? You know, Jason Garrett, the former Cowboys head coach, is now the offensive coordinator for the New York Giants. They had the slowest pace of play when he was on the Cowboys. So he has Saquon Barkley now, a lot of young weapons. Will he be able to turn that into success? Steelers don't have a bad defense at all by far, so I'm going to have to go with the Steelers here, even though it's on the road. I mean, it went from 4, Pat, to 5.5. The Steelers favored by.
No, I'm on board. I'm going with the under here.
The under might be a good bet for sure. I'm going to go with the Steelers winning by a touchdown. So you got 2 Monday night games, guys. You got the West Coast game, which I think is going to be interesting. Titans, who made it to the AFC Championship game last year, beat the Baltimore Ravens. You know, Mike Vrabel is a former assistant coach former player, not an assistant coach. I think he was an assistant coach for the Patriots. He's actually doing well, which is rare. Bill O'Brien, you can, say he's done well enough, but most don't. So the one before is a former assistant coach, Joe Judge, for the Giants. I'm not too hyped on his prospect. The Titans, they started out, Pat, as plus 1.5. Now they're minus 2.5. What happened? Von Miller was injured, but that can't swing you 4 points.
They picked up Clowney.
Yeah, Clowney makes a 4-point difference. You think he does? This guy hasn't been in training camp. I don't know, man. I'm taking the Broncos because I think they're going to be a surprise team this year. They got a lot of young talent. Drew Lock is a young gunslinger. He likes to throw the ball. I think people are going to underestimate this kid's ability. They got a lot of depth on this team. They got Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Deshaun Hamilton, and they picked up Melvin Gordon. And Philip Lindsay's going to be the backup. And they got a pretty stout defense. Vic Fangio, the head coach of the Broncos, is a defensive mind. He will have them ready. The total's 41, Pat. which is pretty low, I think. Both running teams.
It is. I'm taking pictures of our.
Well, I'm going to have a spreadsheet, but hey, we'll do that. Let's pretend like it's 2002. We got it.
Bite me.
Yeah. So, -2.5. I'm not doing that. I'm taking the points with the Broncos, and that's how this week's going to shape up. Before we go, any post or predictions,
nice
season-long predictions? Welcome back there, Pat. Any season-long predictions?
Excitement.
Okay.
It's just excitement. There's been a nice shuffle in the football league with the players, with the coaches. We're going to have more of a real feel of this, like I say, the beginning of every year, right after week 8. Halfway through the season, things are going to start clearing up. Up to that point, I think that there's going to be a fog. I think you're going to find teams that go like maybe 1-4, get the rhythm down, and end up with a winning schedule.
Yeah, and also I believe this year the new playoff bracket starts where there's only one team with a bye, I believe. So that's it, folks.
That's true.
My prediction: Colts win the AFC Championship. But thanks for tuning in. Uncle Pat's back. He's back for the NFL season. The Shield is right there. Enjoy the game tonight, and remember that's Pat's. We didn't give you our upset pick of the week. Actually, I did. I gave the Browns, and you said Houston. So we did give you that. If you want to parlay something, maybe I'll put something out on there. I'm going to think about that on Taking It Deep with the Godfrey. You can pick up some bet advice. Hit me up for some fantasy advice, betting advice, and if it's wrong, don't bitch at me because you didn't have the balls to do it yourself. Other than that, remember the horses don't read the programs, and football season's back, and this is the Godfrey Uncle Pat saying goodbye
Mike.
and take it deep.
Peace.